In 1987 in Canada, a man named Kenneth Parks went to bed after a normal day with no arguments, no anger, and nothing unusual. But that night, something terrifying happened. While still asleep, Kenneth suddenly got out of bed and left his house. Without waking up, he got into his car and drove nearly 23 kilometers to his in-laws' home. When he arrived, he entered the house and violently attacked his mother-in-law, killing her and seriously injured his father-in-law. What makes this case even more shocking is what happened next. After the attack, Kenneth got back into his car and drove straight to a police station. He walked inside with badly injured hands and calmly told the officers, "I think I have killed someone." At first, the police believed this was just an excuse to escape punishment. The crime was brutal, and the idea that someone could commit such an act while asleep sounded impossible. However, as investigators looked deeper into Kenneth's life, they discovered several strange details. Kenneth had a long history of sleepwalking since childhood. Family members had previously noticed him walking around the house while asleep, sometimes even leaving his bedroom, without remembering anything the next morning. Doctors also discovered that he had been under extreme stress in the days leading up to the incident. He was struggling with financial problems and severe lack of sleep, both of which can increase the chances of serious sleep disorders. Medical experts soon became involved in the investigation. Sleep specialists conducted detailed examinations and brain activity tests. They found that Kenneth was suffering from a severe form of parasomnia, a sleep disorder that includes behaviors like sleepwalking, sleep talking, and performing complex actions while still technically asleep. During these episodes, certain parts of the brain that control movement become active, while the areas responsible for reasoning, judgment, and awareness remain mostly inactive. In simple terms, the body can move and act, but the conscious mind is not fully awake. During the trial, sleep experts explained that sleepwalking episodes can sometimes be extremely complex. In rare cases, people have been known to cook food, drive cars, or even leave their homes while still asleep. These actions may look intentional from the outside, but the person's brain is not processing reality in the normal way. In Kenneth's case, doctors believed that he entered a deep sleepwalking episode triggered by stress and exhaustion. Another shocking detail was Kenneth's behavior immediately after the incident. Instead of trying to hide or escape, he drove directly to the police station and reported the crime himself. When officers saw his hands, they noticed deep cuts and injuries so severe that doctors later said a fully conscious person would have been in unbearable pain. Yet Kenneth seemed confused and shocked by what had happened, as if he had no clear memory of the attack. The courtroom became the center of a massive debate between science and law. Prosecutors argued that driving a car for 23 kilometers required awareness and decision-making, suggesting that Kenneth must have been conscious. However, the defense presented sleep research showing that sleepwalkers can sometimes perform surprisingly complicated actions while their brain remains in a sleep state. After reviewing all the medical evidence and expert testimony, the court reached a controversial decision. The judge ruled that Kenneth Parks was not guilty because the act had occurred during an unconscious sleepwalking episode. According to the ruling, he had no intention, awareness, or control over his actions at the time. The case shocked people around the world and quickly became one of the most famous sleepwalking cases in legal history. It also forced scientists and psychologists to study sleep disorders more seriously. Today, researchers know that sleepwalking is linked to how the brain transitions between deep sleep and wakefulness. Sometimes the body wakes up partially, while the mind remains trapped in sleep. Even today, the case of Kenneth Parks raises a chilling question that still fascinates scientists and legal experts alike. If the human body can walk, drive, and interact with the world while the mind is asleep, how much control do we truly have over our actions during sleep? And could the brain, in rare and extreme situations, perform acts that the conscious mind would never choose to do? The mystery of what really happens inside the human brain during sleep is still not fully understood, and cases like this remind us that even something as ordinary as sleep